Okay, so we're now looking at question 3 from the test, and we're looking at a completing the square question. We realise it's completing the square because of the way the x plus p in a bracket squared plus q format is given to us. So therefore, we look at the expression, we look at the x parts of the expression, and we complete the square on that bit. So x squared minus 8x is equivalent to x. Well, the way we do complete the square, remember, is we halve the coefficient of x, so we halve 8, which is -4 because it's -8 here, and we then square that answer to take it away to balance. If you remember, the idea is that if we had to multiply x minus 4 all squared out, that meaning x minus 4 times x minus 4, then of course that's going to give us x squared minus 8x, but then we've got the extra minus 4 times minus 4, which gives me plus 16. So that extra plus 16 through completing the square has to be taken away to balance this back to x squared, take away 8x. That means I can then rewrite this as x squared minus 4 in a bracket all squared, take away 16, bring the minus 4 back in, just simplify this down a bit. So x minus 4 all squared minus 16 minus 4 is minus 20. That's equivalent to, they've asked us to work with this, so x plus p all squared plus q. Well, equate the positions, so the p is the same as the minus 4, -4, and the q is the same as -20. So that's how we would complete the square on that particular function, x squared minus 8x minus 4. What is the coordinates of the minimum point of the graph of that? Okay, so basically somewhere along the line this graph is going to be doing this. We know that quadratics, x squared graphs have a kind of a U-shaped pattern with a line of symmetry there. The minimum point is always where the graph bottoms out, and coordinates, well, we know we're looking for two numbers, x and y. So we look at the completing the square format, and we've got x minus 4 all squared, negative take away 20. Well, that means somewhere on the line the original function was x squared. That's how all this started. Started with x squared at the beginning of the function, and the original function, the minimum point, was 0, 0. This tells me that the function f of x has changed in some way. Well, it's told me that it's changed in the format of x plus a minus something. So we look at how the function rules work. The f of x plus a function tells me to translate by minus the value of a. So it's going to be minus 4, which is positive 4, 0. And then this one tells me it's outside the function. So it tells me that we're going to translate by negative 20, so down 20. So when we put these together, it tells me that the whole translation is going to be 4, negative 20. So basically this coordinate here is going to move 4 places to the right, and then it's going to go down 20. Well, that means the graph is going to be doing this, where that would have been -8, and this would have been -4, sorry, not -4, positive 4, negative 20. So the answer here then is what the coordinate of the minimum point is going to be 4, negative 20. So that's an example of completing the square and looking how you use the result from completing the square to allow you to sketch the graph of the function and determine 2 key points, the minimum point and where the graph crosses here. And I put -8 there, but it wasn't. It is -4 because of the end of the function here. What happens when x is 0? So that should be -4.